Good morning. Welcome to the Friday edition of Coffee with the Pastor. Um, it's Good Friday, which of course has me thinking about the significance of the death of Jesus. Um, I've also been thinking about Holy Weeks in the past, and it's partly because this Holy Week is just so different. But a couple years ago, Tim and I were in the midst of fertility treatments, finding out that we weren't going to be able to get pregnant unassisted. And so we were finally moving into what we felt like were the final stages of trying anything, and we were doing in vitro fertilization. And our first round of IVF, we discovered we would have the pregnancy test smack dab in the middle of Holy Week. So for two pastors, that's complicated for many reasons, but we couldn't help but wonder if we were going to feel a resonance with Good Friday that year or with Easter. As it turned out, we would resonate with Good Friday. We found out we were not pregnant, and what made this one particularly hard is one of the beautiful practices that they have when you do IVF is that they take a picture of the embryo before they put it in your body, and you get to take home that picture so that there's kind of a tangible way to connect with the process. So I had this picture in hand of an embryo that hadn't made it, and I wasn't quite sure how to grieve what I was experiencing. I needed some kind of symbol, so what I ended up doing was I planted the picture in a pot with roots to a bleeding heart plant. And it didn't take long for that bleeding heart plant to bloom. So for the rest of that spring, the plant kind of reminded me of the process that I had gone through in Easter. And so it connected in many ways to what happens with us truly processing Good Friday. When Jesus dies and is placed in a tomb, there's obvious some deep grief, some deep mourning. And if we allow ourselves to truly feel that, the joy that comes Easter morning when new life comes because of the planting that had happened in the tomb, the joy is so much more real. And maybe this year it'll be more real. Maybe not. Maybe it'll feel more like Easter when this is all over and we're all back together. But I'm sitting out here partly because when we moved here to Virginia, I took the roots and what remained of the picture and planted it in the ground here. The roots were not in good shape. They didn't handle pot life very well. But they're in the ground, and it's a reminder to me that even in our darkest moments, if we plant it and cultivate it, God can bring some new growth out of it. And to me, that's what Easter's all about. So I hope you can find those moments on Good Friday this year. We'll see you soon.